going to take a look at climbing. This is from Dozen a Day, Book 2. It's Group 5, number 11, so the next to last exercise in the book. Now this one is simpler than it looks, but it does practice several different things. So we have a pattern that we're going to repeat over and over, a 2-measure pattern. And I'm going to go ahead and play that for you, the first 2 measures. So hear what it sounds like. Okay, now I'm going to play the next 2 measures as well, where it starts the same pattern 1 note higher on D. Hear how the pattern is the same, even though we're playing in different keys. You notice we started in the key of C, no sharps, no flats, and the next one was the key of D with an F sharp and a C sharp. So this exercise will have us practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different keys. So you'll recognize that if you've been practicing your scales at all. It also practices something else. You notice that pattern of chords. You may have heard that before. It may sound familiar, and it should, because it's a common pattern of chords called a cadence. If you go to a scale book that has cadences, you'll see that there's 3 different positions that you can play cadences in. Cadence is just a series of chords, and this is the second position that you would play in cadences. So it's going to use that in this exercise. So we're going to kind of talk about how to play this and what the different positions are for the chords. So we'll start with the right hand on C, the thumb on middle C. As soon as you play your 3 finger on E, you're going to cross your thumb up to F. Very common fingering pattern, right? And then you're in position to play your first chord of the cadence, and that is going to be a triad chord. And so a triad chord is made up of 2/3, right? And so we're going to play our F triad chord. And then the next chord in the sequence has a 3rd on the bottom and a 4th on the top. But we have to scooch our lower 2 fingers down 1. We're going to be playing E, G, C in this key. But we always will move our thumb down 1 note from where we were on the triad, right? So we move our thumb down 1 note, and then we have a 3rd up from that, and then we have a 4th up from that. It's nice to learn the pattern because then you know what you're doing no matter what key you're in. You don't have to memorize the note names. You know the pattern. Then, for the 3rd chord in the cadence, you're going to move your thumb back to F, and you have a 2nd on the bottom. The notes are next to each other, and you have a 3rd on the top. So the whole chord is this. And then you go back to the 2nd chord you did. You scoot your thumb down 1, and you have the 3rd on the bottom and the 4th on the top. And that's a half note, so it gets held a little bit longer than the others. Now the left hand, let's go through that. It starts with the little finger on the C below middle C. Starts with an 8th note. The rest are 16ths here. We're crossing over here with our 3 finger. And here's where it's quarter notes. And then instead of chords, the left hand will just play 1 note. So when the right hand is playing its triad chord, the left hand plays its 5 finger, which happens to be on F in this key, and then goes 1 note higher, playing G, and then repeats the G, but you can use your thumb to play it this time. And then you're ready to play that C below middle C with your 5 finger again. So when we do it together, we have left hand playing 5 finger F with the right hand F triad. And then left hand playing 4 finger on G with the right hand 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. Then we play that G again with the thumb, while the right hand plays the 2nd on the bottom, 3rd on the top. And then the lower 5 finger plays the C below middle C, while the right hand plays the 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top chord. There we go. Now, the next key, as we mentioned, is the key of D. It has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. Let's make both hands go up together. Right hand crosses the thumb up while the left hand continues up like normal. Left hand crosses the 3 finger up while the right hand continues like normal. Now we're ready for the right hand to play its triad chord right where it's at. Happens to be G triad in this key. And the left hand will play its pinky finger on G. Right hand is going to play it where it does the thumb down 1 note, and F is sharped here, so it's F sharp, A, and D, 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. And the left hand will play 4 finger on A. Then left hand plays the A again, but with the thumb, and the right hand scooches its thumb back up to G and plays the 2nd on the bottom, 3rd on the top chord, G, A, C sharp. And then left hand is going to play pinky on D, while the right hand goes back to the F sharp, A, D chord, 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. Next, we have the key of E. You'll notice that the starting note just keeps going up by 1 note each time. We have that 2 measure pattern. So we're starting on E. E has 4 sharps, F, C, G, and if I can go down, D. Now I was using, I'll mention a sentence that helps you know the order of the sharps. So it's fat cats go down alleys eating birds. And the reason you memorize that is that helps you know the order of the sharps and how they're written. So if you see something that has 4 sharps, you know fat cats go down. That's the first 4 sharps. Okay, so we're in the key of E. We have sharp F sharps, G sharps. Cross the thumb up in the right hand to A. Left hand continues like normal. Cross the left hand 3 finger up to C sharp. Right hand continues on like normal. Now we're ready for our triad chord in the right hand, and it's got its C sharp, so don't forget that. And then the left hand's going to play A with its pinky. You notice the right hand doesn't have to move at all. Its triad chord is right where it is already. And then the right hand moves the thumb down 1 note. It's sharp because it's a G, so it's got G sharp, B, E. The 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. Left hand playing the B with its 4 finger. Left hand will repeat the B but with its thumb to move the hand down. Right hand scooches the thumb back to A and plays its 2nd on the bottom, 3rd on the top, D sharp, so don't forget that. And then left hand's going to play 5 finger on E, like at the beginning of the 2 measures. And the right hand goes back to the G sharp, B, E chord. Now we're going to start on F. This is the key of F. And the key of F has 1 flat. And it's going to be B. There's also a sentence to help remember there's a lot of different ones, but the one I remember, there's a sentence that helps you remember the order of the flats is bead and then go catch fish. So the first word has the first 4 flats in it, B-E-A-D, and then the rest is Go Catch Fish, GCF, right? So just so you know that. And then here we are, key of F. We're going to go ahead and play our B flats. Then we're going to cross our thumb up to the C for the right hand, continue like normal for the left. Then we're going to cross our 3 finger up in the left hand to D. Now you may notice that's slightly different fingering on the right hand than we did in the previous keys. The previous keys we crossed after the 3 finger in the right hand. This time we crossed after the 4 finger. Now I think the reason they did that was just because it's a little less awkward. If you had to cross after the 3 finger in the right hand here, you'd have to cross your thumb all the way up to B flat. And that would be a little awkward because you have to swivel your thumb all the way up to B flat instead of just B. So they have us just cross after the 4 finger, and then we can just swivel to the C. So that's a little bit different there. Now, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you did the same fingering as the other times, but it's a little less awkward. So let's try that again. Now we're still going to play the triad chord with thumb, 3, and 5. But because we used a different fingering, the triad chord will not be right where our hand left off after going up. We have to put our thumb on B flat, and 3 finger D, 5 finger F. That's our triad chord. And then the left hand we be playing B flat with the 5 finger. Then right hand thumb has to move down 1 note, right? We build our chord. A, C is the 3rd, and then up to F is the 4th, while our left hand's playing 4 finger on C. 4 in the left hand will play the C again with the thumb, while the right hand moves its thumb back to B flat, plays the 2nd on the bottom, B flat, C, and then the 3rd above, 4 finger E. That's the chord. Then we go back to the previous chord, move the thumb down, play A, C, F. And the left hand's playing pinky on F. Next one, we move up 1 more note. We're playing G, the key of G, which has 1 sharp, F sharp. Then we play our triad chord, C, E, G, right where we are. Pinky on the left hand playing C. Then we move the thumb down 1, build that chord, B, D, G. Left hand playing 4 finger D. Then we put our thumb on the D in the left hand, play it again. Right hand moves the thumb back up, builds the chord C, D, F sharp. And then we go back to playing B, D, G in the right hand, and we're going to play G with the pinky in the left. Now we just finished G, now we're going to A. So A has 3 sharps. Fat cats go, F, C, G. Play our triad chord, which is D, F sharp, A, and left hand playing 5 finger D. Right hand scooches the thumb down 1, plays C sharp, E, A, 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. Left hand plays 4 finger E. Left hand plays the E again with the thumb. Right hand moves the thumb back up. D, E, G sharp. And then back to the previous chord, C sharp, E, A. While the left hand plays the A with the pinky. Then finally we're in the key of B. Now B has 5 sharps, so we will use every single black note there is. Oh, and also it has a slightly different fingering for the left hand. So start with 4 finger on the B in the left hand instead of 5 finger. And I'll show you why. So if we did it with the 5 finger, cross in the middle of this 3 sharp group, and that would be a little more awkward. So they have us start with the forefinger on the B, and then they have us cross our forefinger over, and then we can play all 3 sharps in a row and not have to cross in the middle of them. So it's similar to the key of A, right? Okay, let's try that out. Starting with our thumb on B in the right hand and our forefinger on B in the left hand. Cross the right hand thumb up to E, and then we're going to cross the left hand forefinger up to F sharp. We got all our sharps in. Now we're going to play our triad in the right hand, thumb on E, 3-finger G sharp, 5-finger on B, and the left hand playing 5-finger on E. Then our right hand moves the thumb down 1. That's a sharped note. So D sharp, F sharp, there's the 3rd, and B at the top, which is the 4th. And left hand playing 4-finger on F sharp. Left hand will play that F sharp again, but with the thumb. Right hand scooches the thumb back up to E and plays the E, F sharp. That's the 2nd. And then we build the 3rd on top, A sharp with the forefinger. So E, F sharp, A. And then our right hand goes back to the D sharp, F sharp, B chord, while the left hand plays pinky on B. And then at the last line, they take pity on us. They let us go back to the key of C, even though we're starting on upper C position. So our right hand starts with the thumb on the C above middle C. The left hand starts with the pinky on middle C. Cross the right hand thumb. Cross the left hand 3-finger. And we play our triad chord right where we are. F, A, C in the right hand. Pinky playing F on the left hand. Scooch the right hand thumb down 1. Build your 3rd on the bottom, 4th on the top. Left hand playing 4-finger G. Scooch the right hand thumb back up. Play your 2nd on the bottom and your 3rd on the top. Left hand playing thumb on G. And then we go back to the 2nd chord, E, G, C. Left hand playing pinky on C. And then for the final set of chords that ends this song, we're going to repeat the same chord we just played in the right hand, the E, G, C. And our thumb will play middle C with our on the left hand. And then we move down an octave, do the same thing, E, G, C, and C in the left hand. And then we move down 1 more octave and do the same thing 1 more time. And there's climbing.